Hey guys, I'm Randy.
And I'm Daniel.
We're two lifelong friends and musicians, but when we're not playing gigs, we like to talk games.
And today on the Gaming Gig Podcast, we are celebrating 1 year of the Valve Steam Deck.
All right, it's been a year since the Steam Deck came out, and let's see, Valve has improved a lot of things about the Steam Deck in a year.
Oh, this is not the same Steam Deck that shipped a year ago, that's for sure.
Well, it's the same physical Steam Deck, but they've changed a lot of things in terms of, like the software, and they've added things like in terms of peripherals.
Mm-hmm. Which is exactly what I meant.
We've got a dock.
Yeah, they put out a dock, but I have mixed feelings about the docks because you don't need them. Any USB-C hub would work. So
Right, I think
docks could potentially kind of be a waste of money.
Yeah, you could buy any sort of third-party cheap thing, and you don't have to buy. Do you know how much the actual Steam Deck?
How much the Valve dock is?
I want to say in my head it's $50. Maybe that's just the price I would place it at, but it feels like it. I feel like there are cheaper alternatives out there.
It's $89.
$89? Oh my God! No, okay, yeah,
Yeah,
that is expensive.
and I'm sure it's a great dock. It looks like it's got the I/O looks really good on it. But you don't need to spend $90 on a USB-C dock. You just don't.
Right.
You can buy a lot of those hubs that may not necessarily set your deck up kind of like this, but I have a kickstand on mine. But, it doesn't have to sit up nicely to be perfectly usable. So that's up to you.
Yeah.
Also, a lot of cases won't let it sit in those docks very well, so you have to have little adapters. It's kind of finicky. So,
Right.
And I do definitely recommend putting it in a case.
Right. So, do you own any sort of? Have you docked your Steam Deck at all? Mm-hmm. You have? Okay.
Yeah, once.
Once.
And it worked great. It really did. It worked great on my TV.
So you've done it, but. Mm-hmm. So the question is, now that we're a year into the Steam Deck, I haven't picked one up. You have, obviously, but the question is it a worthwhile purchase? Mm-hmm. So we put out a poll, and I was honestly really surprised by this because the results were 13% of people said yes, I own one, so they think it's worth it, and they own one. 3% of people said no, and they own one, and then 3%, and then 37% of people said yes, I want one, and then the largest number was 47% with no, I do not want one. But if you add the yeses and nos together, it is an exact 50-50 split of people saying it's worthwhile purchase and other people saying it's not a worthwhile purchase. So what do you think about that?
These results really don't surprise me that much, simply because it's such a niche product. And, a lot of the people that vote on our polls are probably console gamers. So why would they want a Steam Deck? So this 47% really doesn't surprise me. The 3% of the people saying no, it's not worthwhile, but they have one being so low, I think that speaks volumes.
So if you take the 3% of the 16% of people who said they have one, that's roughly 18 to 19% of people who own one say it's not worthwhile.
You're right, which honestly is higher than I would thought it would be now that you've crunched the numbers. So this is kind of an interesting result. My personal opinion is it's like the greatest gaming device I've ever bought. I love it so much. It's like when the Switch came out and I had that feeling about holy crap, I can play these, console quality games in my hand. It gives me that feeling again after the Switch has worn off. Mm-hmm. And it does it with the new AAA games.
Now, for full transparency though, you have only had it a few months.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I haven't
had it for the full year, and
no.
You haven't,
I didn't go through any of the growing pains of the software or anything. By the time it got to me, it was great.
Right. And I've seen, I watched Jake Baldino talk about the Steam Deck and about, how he's had it for a year. And he said that the novelty has worn off for him.
Mm-hmm. Well, that guy's job is to, play and review games. So I'm not surprised that eventually he gets, tired of whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Honestly. And I'm sure I'll get there too. But I love handheld gaming, and this thing has, opened up a whole new world.
Right. I think for a lot of people, the novelty of playing bigger games handheld has worn off, largely because of the Switch, first of all. Mm-hmm. But then, Steam Deck now on top of that, I think that for a lot of people, just it's cool, but it's been done now. Now that it's been done, it's okay, what's the next thing?
And, there's all these other handheld gaming PCs who honestly do it better. They're more powerful.
But they're more expensive.
They're twice as expensive.
Or
You
three
also
times, yeah.
don't have Valve behind it. Like the Steam Deck is by far the best choice, but it's not the most powerful. It's just powerful enough,
Right. It's
and
kind
it's got a
of
lot of support behind it.
it's kind of like how in the same for the same reasons, like the Switch is a really great value because you have Nintendo behind it, so you're gonna have
Yeah.
all those Nintendo games, even though it's not super powerful. And obviously, Steam Deck's way more powerful than the Switch.
Yeah.
But in the same kind of vein, it's like that's what makes it more valuable is who's behind it and what kind of things are
Absolutely.
offered for it. Yeah,
If it breaks, they'll fix it. Those
Right.
other companies might not respond to your emails.
exactly. So we got Jan here, Jan Luca, who said, "I'm waiting for the second gen Steam Deck or revision. I just want an OLED screen and higher battery life."
You and everybody else, buddy.
Yeah,
And we're going to talk about what we want from the Steam Deck too. But I agree that would be amazing.
yeah, I think an OLED screen would be the move. I am like, one, I've been playing my Switch and handheld lately, playing Metroid Prime Remastered, and it makes me love the OLED. And then also, I just got the PSVR 2, which has OLED screen in it, and God, it looks so good. I just like OLED is the move.
OLED is the way to go.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, it makes me wish I bought an OLED TV, even though they're so expensive, and getting a high refresh rate OLED TV that's big enough. Oh man,
You might as well take out a loan.
I would have to.
All right, we got Miguel PC Gamer.
GC Gamer.
Dang, I did it again. Miguel GC Gamer. Sorry. This device is great for emulation, but wouldn't be so great with big games. And battery life is not great, but at least better than the Wii U gamepad. Yeah, I mean, battery life is not its strong suit. I agree. You struggle to get 2 hours out of those big games. 2 hours of The Witcher is tough. 2 hours of Dead Space is tough. 2 hours of Elden Ring, I'm sure, is tough. But you can also get 6 or 7 hours out of those little games. So it varies greatly.
And
So,
emulation. I mean,
emulation, it works great for emulation.
yeah, I mean, so pretty much you can emulate next to anything besides PS5 or something like
Yeah,
that.
I mean, you can emulate up to PS3 pretty
Right,
well.
right. And you can emulate Switch on it.
You can. Not every Switch game, but a lot of them.
Why not every Switch game? Is that just because the emulator's not good enough?
Yeah, the new ones are not really optimized. So, I've seen some people try to emulate Splatoon 3, and it doesn't run well. And same thing with Pokemon Bugged and Scarlet and Violet. They don't emulate great.
That game just doesn't run great in general.
Right.
So, I mean,
Right. It's not optimized for the hardware it was made for.
right.
Of course, it doesn't run on PC.
The rumors that it was created in mind with the next Switch. Have you heard the rumors that was happening?
I have heard that.
And that the Switch 2 rumors are out of control this week, saying that it's coming this holiday.
Yeah, they are out of control. Yeah, everybody needs to stop right now.
Don't do that to
It's
me.
not true.
And then apparently, the Pokemon thing is that it's getting a patch to help performance when the new hardware comes out this holiday. I don't know.
Okay.
We'll see.
Yeah, fix that camera.
I don't know,
I
'cause,
dare you to fix that camera in a patch.
I know we're talking about the Steam Deck and I'll keep on the Switch, but
Yeah.
I'm playing Metroid Prime Remastered on it, and that game looks so good. It runs at 60 frames a second on the Switch. Looks amazing. There's no excuse for Pokemon.
Yeah.
No excuse.
No. And Metroid Prime Remaster actually took some attention away from my Steam Deck because eventually I wanted to play the Metroid Prime trilogy with Prime Hacks on Steam Deck, which is where there are some I think there are some graphical improvements, but mainly it's controller improvements. Turns it into the dual stick, modern day shooter kind of thing.
Yeah.
But then Nintendo dropped this remaster that looks way better than Prime Hacks and does the same thing. So it's I mean, they don't have Metroid 2 and 3 or Prime 2 and 3.
No, not yet. I mean, who knows? Who knows if we're going to get those? I've heard that those are kind of not going to happen. Or the other rumor is that they are going to happen, but they're going to just be up-reses and they're not going to be remastered like the first one.
Well, that would be really disappointing after they blew everybody away with this one.
I know. Yeah. So speaking of this comparing Switch and Steam Deck, Determined Torres says the Steam Deck is to me better than the Switch. It just doesn't cut it for me, sorry. Because PC games on the go is something I crave without breaking the bank, and yet I don't have one, and I'm impressed at how Valve handles the portable device. It sounds like you need one.
Yeah.
I mean, if you really want, if you crave playing PC games on the go, I mean, the Steam Deck is the way to go.
And they're available, man. You ain't got to wait months for an email anymore. It's you buy it and they send it to you.
Yeah, you can just buy one now. They're not. From what I understand, so they had the waiting list program.
Yeah.
And but I think back in October they stopped that because they just finally caught up to the pre-orders, and now you can just buy one.
Yeah, you can.
I mean,
That's what I did.
As long as it doesn't get stolen in the mail.
which happens.
Yeah, I've heard that. You've told me that happens with Steam Decks.
Yeah.
I mean, that being said, they're pretty blatantly marked as what they are. They need to change that.
Yeah, any company that does that needs to quit.
Yeah, same thing with my PSVR 2. It came and it was like, I mean, it's obvious like that you're buying some sort of electronic device that's going to be expensive. Like, it's just, come on now.
All right, and then Blasto says, literally the only reason why I'd get one is for emulation. You can emulate damn near anything, so I guess you should get one.
Yeah, my thought is, if you're good, there are such cheaper emulators out there, though. If you're just buying for emulating,
Yeah, I mean, you can emulate anything on a real, a real PC.
you just said it.
Oh, man.
You just said it.
Oh, no. It's because
no.
I'm reading this next comment.
Oh no, he just said it.
I did say it.
Everyone attack him.
Please don't. I'm on your team.
He said real PC, talking about the Steam Deck.
But anyway, you can emulate anything on a desktop. So, like, and those emulators are free. Randy's laughing at me.
I just can't believe he said it.
It's because I'm reading this next comment already.
Speaking of the next comment, it's from Avery Hafferman.
Hafferman.
Yep, said, why would I get a Steam Deck when I could get a real PC?
Right.
Speaking Daniel's language here.
No. I'm not one of these people that's going to tell you should buy a Steam Deck to do PC crap, though. Like, that's crazy. I mean, you can, but why would you do that? But yeah, Hafferman. I don't know.
I mean, my thought is like, it's different use cases.
Yeah, completely. I mean, it's not the same thing.
I mean, if you want to play handheld PC games on the go, you get a Steam Deck. You cannot do that with a real PC.
No.
I mean, unless you put like the tower in your backpack and then you have like some kind of crazy goggles that is like a monitor.
And then some way of like powering it.
Yeah.
Maybe like some solar panels on your butt or something.
Solar panels on your butt. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. I need some butt solar panels myself.
I think that's the ticket there, Avery, is get you some goggles, get you a big old backpack, and get some solar panels on your butt. And in that case, no, don't buy a Steam Deck.
You can get a real PC.
Yeah. All right, Randy, why don't you tell the people about our Discord?
Okay, guys. So we want you to know about our Discord community. And the link to join our Discord community is in the description of the YouTube videos that we post. So join us on Discord. On there, we have a lot of channels. We have a community of people who sometimes are just talking about video games. We share our videos there. It's just a good place to hang out, and we want you to be involved with us. And also on the Discord, you get notifications when we go live on Twitch. There's just lots of cool stuff on there. So we just want you guys to know about it and to join us on Discord.
Please do.
Yes.
All right, we got another poll here, Randy. We asked the Gaming Gig Faithful, pick one thing that you would like to see improved on the Steam Deck. The hot topic of the whole Steam Deck.
Right.
At 64%, they said battery. At 6%, they said screen. At 24%, they said performance. And at 7%, something else. Because those are the three things people want.
I mean, those are the main things that people want to see. Obviously, battery is the biggest one. And, battery life is one of those things that, like, on one hand, it's actually not that big of a deal because even though it is a handheld device, say like worst case scenario, worst numbers I've seen, and you may have seen worse, but the worst I've seen is like an hour and a half on like the most beefy games. Like the worst you're going to have is like an hour and a half if you sort of optimize it.
That's the worst I've gotten.
Right. Okay. So, that isn't a super long play session, but it's also not a tiny little play session. So it's not like, you're not going to be around power most of the time.
Yeah, and let's be honest about who we are. Us people who bought Steam Decks aren't buying this and taking it like on the freaking Appalachian Trail. We're playing it on the damn couch. Let's just call it like it is, right?
Right.
I do take it places, but when I'm out of the house, rarely am I sitting down to play for an hour and a half. And I also have a power bank, if I really needed it.
And that's worst case scenario.
That's worst case scenario, yeah.
Right.
I mean, most of the time I'm playing it in the house, somewhere else than in front of my computer. I'm not at my desk. And you can plug it in. I mean,
right.
I do it all the time.
Right. So my thought is, right, on one hand, it's really not that big of a deal. But on the other hand, it does kind of suck that the battery life isn't great. Like, I think about, I just got the PSVR 2, and the new PSVR 2 controllers are really cool, but they have very bad battery life. I've found that, like, they can barely get through 2 hours.
Wow.
Like, yeah. And that's like,
This is becoming like Sony's thing.
yeah, their battery life isn't great.
Really great
and
controllers
it's like,
with bad battery.
Last night was the first time I had played 2 hours of PSVR the entire time I've had it. Usually like 1 hour sessions are max because you just don't spend that much time playing VR. Sort of like you probably don't spend that much time playing handheld, like away from power.
Right.
But it's still like, even though I can just charge them when I'm done, it wasn't like they ran out of juice on me, but they almost did in the 2 hours. It just still kind of sucks. It's like, man, I just wish they lasted longer. Even though I can charge them, it just kind of sucks.
Right. I mean, I have a plugin installed on my Steam Deck that is like an auto suspend kind of plugin. And what it does is if you get down to 10% battery, it's going to auto suspend your. Well, actually, it will close your game. No, it won't. No, it won't. I'm wrong. It'll just auto suspend your Steam Deck. And what that does is it gives you a chance to go in, close the game, get your cloud save uploaded, and then plug it in.
Before it dies on you.
Yes.
Does it a quick death? Like, does it do that thing where it gets to the last bit of percentage and then it's drained real quick?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
But guess how many times that's kicked in on me?
Once? 0 times?
0 times.
Never done it?
Never. So, I don't know. I mean, I manage my battery life. When I'm at the house, I try to keep it topped off because it's not bad for your battery. Steam Deck does some pass-through charging, and it kind of manages your battery, kind of like an iPhone would. So it's not bad to play it plugged in all the time. Don't let anybody tell you it is. And that way, when I leave, it's topped off. I mean, it's never been an issue.
Yeah. So out of those things that we talked about, okay, we say battery life isn't really that big of a deal, even though it does suck.
I mean, it should be improved. People blow it out of proportion.
What would
That's my point.
What would you pick? What would be the thing that you would want improved? The screen
The
performance?
screen. But the thing is, if you put an OLED screen, you're going to have to improve the battery because it's going to suck more power.
See, I thought OLEDs were better.
I thought they were less efficient.
I thought they were more efficient because they can go like turn off when they go black, so it actually saves power.
Well, that is true that the pixels are off. Let's see. It does an OLED screen.
See, I
thought maybe I have that wrong.
I thought OLEDs were better for battery life, but maybe I'm just
okay. I had that backwards. Okay, well then that's great.
Yeah, so throw an OLED in there, it'll be even better.
I mean, that would be the most drastic, like immediate improvement right there.
Yeah,
OLED screen.
They just, even at a lower resolution, like the Switch's 720 OLED screen still looks amazing, even though it's a low resolution screen. And the Steam Deck does what?
800p.
800, so yeah, it'd be very similar.
Mm-hmm. And you can run your games at 720 if you want to.
The thing I would want, if it like, I'm trying to think, like, I don't have one. I really don't have an interest in getting one, just to be honest. I want one for the collection, but the thing that I think would make me want one if the performance was better. And I don't even...
What do you want it to do that it can't do?
I would want it to be able to like run games at its native resolution at like all games, no matter how big, at like 30 FPS. Like at its native resolution, I think. So I'm thinking like...
Which games do you want to play that it can't do that too?
Well, I heard that Hogwarts Legacy, you're gonna like the frame rate wasn't great. You would have to cut it down to like 720p to get it to run at 30.
Maybe you might have to put it down to 720. I'm not sure. I have that on PlayStation, so I'm not sure about that game. But
yeah,
I haven't had any games so far that I can't get 30 frames.
You can't get.
I mean, occasionally it will. Like if something crazy happens, it might dip into the 20s. But
right, but not that bad. So it's not as bad as maybe what I've heard.
No, I mean, honestly, I think it's adequate, but I think it's like it's being pushed, already.
Well, I guess more is like you have to make graphical sacrifices. You have to set things to like low, and
you do, you definitely do.
Yeah,
yeah.
Which I mean, like
on a screen this size, though,
it doesn't really matter.
It really doesn't matter,
right? Yeah. So maybe it's not that big of a deal. Maybe. I just don't think that I need one. That's the only thing. It's like I haven't been convinced that I need one. The only thing that has made me really want one is that, say, if I get a Steam game that I really want to play on my TV and I want an easy way to dock, but I know like they used to have the what was it the
Steam
Steam
locks
Link?
or Steam Link, maybe it's Steam Link.
I know now they have the app, but I don't know what it was called. But like what the
Steam
actual
Machine?
No, I don't think that's right. I want to say it was called. I know the app is called Steam Link, but I thought that the actual device was called a Steam Link too.
You might be right. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, but you know, because I'm thinking like, what if I want to play a co-op game with Catherine and I want to play something on the TV? You know, I think like it would be a convenient way to play it that way. But I don't know. It's like I think there are some workarounds that I could do to like use. I think on the Xbox you can go onto the web browser and access your Steam like.
You might be able to do that, yeah.
Like somehow stream it from your computer to your TV that way through the Xbox.
Yeah.
I think there's a way to do it. So I think there are some other ways to do it that I might look into if I want to do that. So next we have on the comments on this, we have All Hands on Deck.
Heck yeah.
This is a Steam Deck channel here.
Decker.
Yes. I feel like the battery is good. It's just that people had too high of expectations because of the Switch.
Maybe. The Switch battery life is pretty good, especially on the OLED.
The old Switch battery life was bad
to
begin with. Then they redid it, and it was much better, like doubled it, basically. And then so now with the OLED and stuff, Switch battery life is great. So, you know, it's like, I think it's like a minimum of like 6 or 7 hours. Like, I think it's really good.
Yeah. So maybe you're right. All hands on. Can I call you that?
Just leave out the deck part.
Yeah. You know, maybe the Switch did kind of set people's expectations too high, and like this just isn't the same thing, you know.
It's much more powerful.
But I'm with you. I mean, it is good. Could it be better? Sure.
Right. So this next comment, you're going to have to walk me through. We were talking about this one before. We weren't exactly sure by what's being said. But Alex Danciu says, upgrade need 1 battery, 2 SSD, 3 case, 4 hubs. So like...
I'm confused why this guy needs 3 cases, 4 hubs, and 2 SSDs. That's my first area of confusion.
Okay. Ignoring that. Battery life. Okay, we can say, that can definitely be improved. 2 SSD. Well, 2 of the models do come with an SSD.
Yeah, and all 3 models come with a battery.
Right. But maybe they're saying with the, like, how much storage is on the SSD?
Depends on which one you bought. Mine has 256. The highest model has 512, and the lowest model has 64 gigs, not SSD.
Okay, so I could see, like, say you said, like, the SSDs need to be larger, you know, like, give me a terabyte. I could see that.
You will. You know what you can do is put a 1 terabyte SSD in it.
You can just put it in, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it should come with that. You shouldn't have to buy an extra.
Yeah, I mean, I agree that would be a good option. That would be a lot more expensive, I think.
I'm just playing devil's advocate here.
You can also put, like, we haven't talked about the fact that it's got expandable storage already. You can put a micro SD card in it.
Now, read speeds are slower on that, but it's
not
probably
really
not that big of a deal.
I mean, I have not noticed anything. I play Cyberpunk off the freaking SD card, and it's fun.
Yeah. Oh, well, there you go.
But Dead Space did specify that it needs to run on an SSD. So that may be something that's coming this gen, you know? So we'll see about that. But that's the only game I've had that probably wouldn't have run well off the SD card.
Yeah.
But, I guess it should come with a bigger SSD.
It could. I mean, it would be nice, right? What about 3 case? It comes with a case.
It does come with a case, yeah. So I don't really know what he means.
Maybe people just don't know that it comes with a case.
Maybe he means a grip case like this.
A better case, maybe.
Maybe
a better case. What is the case like that comes with it? You don't use it.
It's just a zipper case, like a Switch case.
Oh, okay.
It's fine. I used it at first.
It's workable.
I used it before I got this.
And then for hub, I mean, it doesn't come with a dock. You got to buy it $90. I agree that that's a little steep. Would I like for it to come with something?
Yes.
That would be not. What if it came with just a super bare bones, cheap thing that you could just like, what if that's what it came with and you could buy the better one if you wanted it?
I think at least giving you the option to add it to your purchase, you know, maybe for a little bit of a discount would be a good idea.
That's a good idea.
I think they should include their Valve one, to be honest with you. Like, Samsung phones give you like Galaxy Bud Pros for free, and they're more expensive than that dock. Like,
yeah,
you could do it, Valve. I'm just saying. But I was already a Mac user, and because of that, like, I already had to have a dongle to just like live my life because all the Mac has is a couple USB-Cs on it,
right?
And that works on the Steam Deck. So like, you might already have a hub. You know, I don't know.
You know, yeah, that's true. You may not even need one.
I definitely did not have to buy one.
But what if they gave you something real cheap to go along with it? And then, I mean, I think I agree with you. It'd be best if they gave you the full-on one.
Yeah.
You know what? The Switch comes with a dock.
Right. Give you the dock that displays it like this, you know, like.
Yeah.
Just give it to you.
You know, or like you said, maybe add the to the purchase and maybe make it $50 instead of the 90, like the $50 that I said it should have cost to begin with. I cannot
Right.
believe it costs $90.
It's dumb, man.
That's way, and the thing is, you still have to plug in the little thing on the top.
I know. I'll tell you what, that's my biggest change right there to the Steam Deck 2. I want a USB-C port right there and up here. Like, I want both. Give me both.
At least put one on the bottom of this. Like, okay, there are pros and cons to it. Because on the Switch, it does kind of suck that it's on the bottom. It makes like docking really cool, but you can't charge and play on tabletop. Like, there are
Right.
some bad things about
That's
that.
why I want both.
Yeah.
Overall, I think top is better.
Except,
But for the docking, it makes it kind of janky.
right. So the Switch got that right in terms of like, if you want to dock it, it needs to be on the bottom.
Yeah.
So maybe the thing is, just don't be cheap. Put 2 on there.
Give me 2. There are other gaming PC or handheld gaming PCs that have like 3. So give me 2.
Do 2. Make it work. Okay. Next, we got Holly Miley, who said a slimmer size. Okay. That's the first person we've had talk about that. I don't have a Steam Deck, but I wouldn't really want to lug around all day when I could just bring a Switch or emulator. So it is big.
It is big.
Yeah.
But if you're like me and you carry
beefy.
a backpack, it's like, especially if you put it in a case like this. Like I have this, cover.
Let's demo it.
Like that goes in my backpack, no problem.
That is just marginally bigger than a Switch in its
In a
small
case.
in a small case.
Yeah.
Just slightly bigger.
So like that would be what I'd recommend. Just get a case like this.
I would bet that you're probably the type of person that would be interested in a Switch Lite, or may even have a Switch Lite, because
Heck
those
yeah.
are the only ones that are like truly almost pocketable. They're really small.
And soon you're gonna be able to play Metroid Fusion on that thing. I already texted Tatum and I was like, you have to play Fusion.
Yeah, I saw that it was coming like very soon.
The 7th, I think.
Yeah,
In like 2 days.
it's very soon at the time of this recording. So yeah, I mean,
Probably be coming out tomorrow by the time you watch this.
yeah, or maybe it came out a few days ago if you're watching late. Yeah, so next we got Ray Chi, who said 20% more battery life. Oh, very specific number. Or a supercharger who charges the deck 3 times faster. It's obvious. Supercharge. Hey,
That's definitely a big thing in like cell phones and stuff now. If you can't increase the battery capacity, just make it charge better.
yeah, charge fast. I've not ever used a supercharger for a phone. I don't know how that would work. I know of them.
Yeah, iPhones don't do it. iPhones max out at like 15 watts or something. Maybe it's 20. I'm not
Don't
sure.
throw numbers at me. I can't handle that.
The Steam Deck accepts, I'm pretty sure it's 45 watts.
Okay.
So yeah, make it charge at 100 watts.
Charge it quick.
And then you can buy all sorts of superchargers, but those also are going to degrade your battery a little faster. So me personally, the way I use it, I probably wouldn't even use a fast charger right now, but you could.
Yeah. I mean, like, I get it. Like, if you want, that's true. Like, but the thing, my thought is like, it's not about having how long it takes to charge. It's the fact that you have to charge it more often. Like, that's the inconvenient thing.
Yeah, I would rather have capacity than charging speed.
Same. That's what I'd rather see. Yeah, I don't know. I think battery life is, I would like to see it better.
I would too. All right, we got a final comment from Sasuke Eisen. That's what I'm going with here. Worldwide availability. Yeah, they're not available everywhere, are they?
Where is it currently available?
North America, Japan, maybe the UK. I don't know. Let's see.
Not everywhere though.
United States, Canada, European Union, and the UK. Oh, also available for reservation in Japan, South Korea, Taiwan, and Hong Kong.
So it's much.
And I think they've started shipping there. I think I have a little bit of late intel here. I think they've already started shipping to those Asian countries.
So it's actually pretty limited. I didn't realize it was. I mean, I'm sure they're going for their target audience, but still, I mean, I'm surprised that it's not like, we have a lot of Europe that's completely not, able to use it. We got what? No South America at all?
No South America.
No Africa at all?
Nope.
Yeah. No Australia?
No Australia. Sorry, Anthony.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I'm really surprised by that. I'm really surprised that I thought for sure. I think that's a bigger problem than I would have thought. But I mean, like, I don't know. Is it just one of those things where is it just a shipping thing?
I really don't know what the rationale behind it is. I mean,
Is it you got to get it approved in those countries and they just don't want to go through the process, or?
maybe. I mean, you know, at first they couldn't keep up with the demand from before they even added those Asian countries. So, like, maybe it's just a matter of trying to not disappoint people and not being able to fulfill orders in a reasonable amount of time. But there's got to be more to it than that.
Yeah, I figure it's got to be some sort of like getting, some paperwork stuff. That's probably a big part of it.
Yep.
I don't know. So, overall, now that we're a year out from the Steam Deck, is it a worthwhile purchase? In my mind, as someone who doesn't own a Steam Deck, I think it just depends on what your use case. If you're going to use it and you want it, yes. You mentioned before we did the podcast, or maybe even mentioned it here, you were like, look, the truth is it's something that you get because you have the money to afford it and you just want it. Like, it's kind of a luxury good. And that's the truth of it.
And so is every other thing we play video games on. Let's be honest here.
Yes.
But the Steam Deck is like a next level.
It feels separate, doesn't it?
Yeah. Because, like, the Switch was like home console and portable. And so can this be. But most of you that want a Steam Deck probably have a big old gaming rig at the house already. So it's kind of a next level of like, can you afford it? And do you want to like supplement what you have?
Right.
Not that this couldn't be your only thing, because I think it could, and I think it could be amazing at that. I really do. I think this could be a great only gaming device.
Right. You just want to get into PC gaming and you want to be able to play in handheld.
You can play it, like it's got more games than anything else. Like PC's got more than anything, and it's also generally cheaper. I mean, it's got a lot going for it.
Yeah, because you're talking about a cost that's very similar to getting into a traditional console.
Well, I meant the PC games themselves are cheaper than most consoles.
Oh, you're talking the games.
Yeah. I mean, Steam runs sales all the freaking time.
They do.
You know, like, I bought The Witcher 3 for like $8. On Switch, it's still like 40 or 60.
Yeah, it's expensive on Switch.
Skyrim is still 60, I'm pretty sure. On here, it's probably 10. I don't know.
Yeah.
10, 15, maybe. But yeah, the console itself, yeah, you can get into this for $400.
Right, which is very similar to like you can get into a PS5 at $400, but it's very similar. I mean, like, and this is handheld.
Yeah.
And you're going to have a bigger library than the PS5 has. Now, you're not going to have those PS5 games, but, or at least we will have some of them because they're moving a lot of them. Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know. All right.
I think there's a lot to be said for it, and just don't sleep on it.
Yeah.
I haven't regretted it at all. It's been, and I can't say that about every purchase.
All right. So, Daniel, before we finish up here, tell the folks about our Twitch.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, and Caleb, we stream on Twitch every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday nights. And right now we have a rotation going. So Tuesdays we stream Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, so come play with us. Thursdays we're streaming Fortnite, that's right. And Sundays we're streaming Rocket League, which is a new one, and we suck at Rocket League. So come laugh at us because we're freaking awful. And you can find us over at twitch.tv/gaminggig.
We'll get better at Rocket League. We need your support.
Please.
All right, if you've made it to the end of this podcast, we want to shout you out at the end of the next podcast, and we do that through our 3 for Dale Club. Now, last week we had, or I should say this week, I guess, because we're saying it now.
This week's club
is the largest 3 for Dale club we've ever had. I am like stoked.
It's 2 3 for Dales.
It's a double 3 for Dale.
That's 6 for Dale.
Yeah, I want you guys to know we so appreciate your support and commenting on the videos. The way you get into the 3 for Dale Club, by the way, is you put a comment on the YouTube version of this video of the podcast and say 3 for Dale just somewhere in the comment, or you can just put 3 for Dale as your entire comment. It doesn't matter. I'll find it and I'll put you in the 3 for Dale Club. And this week we've got Guy,
Chicken Ender L,
Landon Stallings again. Thank you, Landon.
AJK, a newcomer.
Someone new. We got Heather Cook, who is also a longtime commenter, but new to the 3 for Dale Club.
And new to the Discord. Heather jumped on the Discord. So follow Heather's lead here and jump over on that Discord. And we've got Punchy Punch.
Punchy Punch, which is Caleb. Guys, thank you so much for being part of 3 for Dale Club. We really cannot express to you how much we appreciate your support. All right, guys. Well, until next time, I'm Randy.
Which makes me Daniel.
And this has been Gaming Gig.
Peace out.